So Oola la. Okay, so Oola la, the French expression of when you just wake up feeling fantastic, joy-filled, and balanced every single day. It is a program that was created by Dr. Dave and Dr. Troy, who are pictured here. They created this program back in the late 90s and introduced it to the world through books. It's an international program. It hit globally. It's in several countries. There's billions of people all over the world that engage in the Oola opportunity, the Oola books and the framework. So it's been just a great blessing to be able to utilize this program. There is two parts to Oola. There's the Oola is the brand. There's a coaching program, which you can connect with a coach such as myself and go through the program individually. We have Green Gap, which is what I use to help me get out of debt to pay off 3 credit cards in 4 weeks. There's also an Unstuck program and a 10-week module program. It's actually a 12-week module program that helps you transform. So what the Oola guys did on July 7th of 2021 is they introduced this program in an e-learning platform. They connected with Travis Ogden, the CEO, to create a network marketing company to help people all over the world be able to have a year of transformation at their fingertips in an e-learning platform. So one of the categories, there's 7 different categories that you go through to get an assessment. In this e-learning platform, it personalizes this content directly to you. It helps you align with your goals and break through your biggest challenges, such as getting out of debt, restoring relationships, getting toxicity of relationships out of your life, just really knowing how to establish healthy boundaries, just to name a few of the things that it's done. I've been doing the program for a year and it's been an amazing 12-month transformation. There's a community that is unbelievable. The support, accountability, partners, free coaching that you get in the groups itself, and accountability tools, which makes it fun to transform and to help you truly live life differently. There's ways to earn what we call streaks and badges, but most importantly, it gives you the tools and the systems that you need to be able to be balanced. On the e-learning platform, it designs, there's 3 phases. The first phase is daily self-paced. You take as much time as you need to go through phase 1. Phase 1 is going to create a personalized blueprint for you in these 7 key areas, which is fitness, finance, family, field, which is your career, faith, friends, and fun. Each of those categories has 10 questions. When you answer those questions, it creates your personalized blueprint and it tells you where you're at now, and then it's going to design how you're going to improve. If you can see this example, this is what it looks like, the wheel. So this person's wheel, you can see is very unbalanced, which is okay because this program is going to help them transform to get it more balanced. So you can see the different categories where the wheel is not, this person scored. So the first one is fitness. They scored a 2.5 in fitness. And then, they got a 10 in fitness, a 2.5 in finance, and a 7.5 in the next category. And it kind of goes around. So it's all over the place. And their overall score in the center is 300. The goal is to have this be more balanced. Anything above a 7 is good in overall category. And just to be consistent, because if you think of life as a wheel and, you have your hub, you have your center, you have your 7 apps, which are your 7 spokes. If your wheel is wobbly, like the example that we have here, you're going to feel unbalanced and your inner self is going to tell you something's just not quite right. Once you finish phase 1, you go to phase 2, which is a breakthrough experience. How you answer phase 1 questions gives you, every 7 days, you unlock a next module, and it specifically goes through blockers, limiting beliefs, and bad habits. So if finances is one of your low categories, you're in debt, you're living paycheck to paycheck, you don't have an emergency savings account, this is going to pick that up. This program is going to design it so that you're going to get specific feedback on how to pay down debt, how to create a system that's going to work for you. It's not a budget, but a system that's going to work for you to help you reach goals. And 85% of what we do, of how we process things, of why we have debt, why we live paycheck to paycheck, is all about our beliefs. 85% of it is about mindset. So phase 2 focuses on your mindset. It breaks through limiting beliefs and bad habits, builds confidence and self-worth so that you can truly live an abundant life. Once you finish with phase 2, you go through phase 3, which is very personalized to you. No one's at phase 3 yet that's in the program. Right now, there's over 1 million people in the program worldwide. So it's really amazing to watch. We have accountability groups and we can see where people are at. They share their daily struggles, their daily wins. So it's a lot of fun to connect with people and find people that are like-minded, that are on the similar paths that we're on, and kind of just get feedback from them and get encouragement. But once you hit phase 3, you're on a personalized path, and you continue to get the tools and the strategies that you need to stay on this track. Founder Dr. Troy created this program specifically to be done with an accountability partner, and the app provides that for you. So you can get daily text messages to have reminders to hit your goals. Every day you create 3 goals. And every day when you create those 3 goals, you check them off, and then you're able to get what we call a streak. Once you hit streaks, you get badges, you get milestones, little trophies, and it makes a lot of fun. Once you hit so many milestones, you actually get freebies in the Oola shop, and they have like all kinds of gear, books, t-shirts, things of that nature. So it just makes it a lot of fun. If you're familiar with any kind of fitness apps that have the same kind of thing, where you get rewards and badges and trophies, milestones, it really just encourages you. Something, it raises the neurotransmitters in our brain love that, or what is it called, the endorphin rush, to be able to have that, hey, you're doing a fantastic job, and give you those little rewards. We'd like to see that and make that connection. So what we're focusing on tonight is, oh, my ear pod keeps falling off, is the green gap. So of the Oola program, their finance is huge, because what happened was Dr. Dave and Dr. Troy went through this program. Dr. Troy created it. And when he created it, he designed it in mind to be a continual daily thing where you can focus on what is your biggest dream and then reverse engineer it. And they used to use 3x5 cards to track their goals and their dreams. And now they use this e-learning platform. So they take this, let me just get to the right slide here. They take this information, they moved it from paper to an Oola app. They call it the Oola app. And it can be accessed on your phone, iPad, desktop, however you prefer. But what they do is they look at they ask you, what's your dream? What's your biggest dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want to retire at 42 years old? Do you, want to, open up a community center, do a ministry full-time? What is your biggest dream? Some people will look at dreams and say, oh, I want to, live in a mobile home and travel the 50 United States. That's fantastic. How are you going to get there, right? Some people will say, oh, I want to pay off my car payment. Okay, that's fantastic, but dream bigger, really dream bigger. Maybe you've rented an apartment your whole life and you really want to buy a house on the lake, or you want a lot of land, or you want to live on a farmland. That's a big dream, right? So what you do is you think about, where would you want to be 5 years from now? 5 years from now, today is what? I don't even know what date is. August 10th, right? 2021. 5 years from now, August 10th, 2026. Where are you? What are you doing? What kind of house do you live in? Where do you live? Who do you live with? And you think about all of the details of your life, and this is your big dream. And then we reverse engineer it so that we can reach our goals. So we start off with this big dream, and then we take baby steps that help us to get us there. So by reverse engineering what it is we want to do, we can establish our path now for where we want to be 5 years from now. So if you take each category, once you get assessed in it and you know that you're really low in your finances and your big dream is to have this farmhouse or to have this beach house, how are you going to get there if you don't focus on the steps to get there? You create your reality, what you believe you receive. So to believe that you're going to be able to pay off your debt, build an emergency fund, live abundantly where you have money invested to be able to purchase this home or whatever it is you want to do in 5 years from now, you have to set the motion. You have to have a strategic plan in place. So Oola helps you do that. There's another opportunity. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. There's another opportunity with Oola. If you're in the United States, New Zealand, or Australia, you can actually be an ambassador for this program. If you guys are interested in that, just let me know at the end and I will share that information with you. So basically what happens is with the Green Gap policy, with the Green Gap program, it is a strategic plan that helps you map out your financial system so that you can reach your goals, your dream goals. So the first step is to think about your mindset. So with your mindset, we're just going to do this little exercise. And I'm just going to get my notes out here. So mindset, debt, and budgeting. What kind of a reaction do you get? Just throw it in the comments, throw it in the chat box. If you're watching the recording, just jot down some notes and you can share it with me in a DM or share it with whoever is sharing this video with you. So when I say mindset, financial mindset, money mindset, what's the first thought that comes to your mind? When I say debt, what's the first thought? The first word that comes to your mind? And when I say budgeting, what's the first thought that comes to your mind when I say budgeting? One of the biggest questions we ask everybody is, who out there writes a monthly budget? I've asked this question tons of times on my personal Facebook page and Instagram, and 95% of the people respond, what's a budget? What? I don't keep a budget. I have no idea what my money's doing or where it's going. And what's even worse is that people who are living without a budget are out of control spending and in debt. And some people don't like the word budget. So if you don't like the word budget, if that makes you feel restricted, maybe when you were a kid or you were, I have a client that was married before and her ex-husband made her keep track of every single dime she spent. Like if she bought a pack of gum, she had to write it down. So she does not like the word budget. That's okay. Swap it out for system. What kind of a system do you have in place to track your money? There's a book called The Richest Man in Babylon. It's an easy read, 60 pages. The gist of the story is, it doesn't matter how much money you have, it's what you do with it. You get $1, and every dollar, as Dave Ramsey says, has a job. When you get $1, 10% goes to your savings. You pay yourself first. 10% goes to tithing, giving away money. When you give, the more you give, the more you receive. It's a wonderful concept, giving to receive. It's all about your mindset, right? The 80%, what do you do with the rest of the 80%? With the Green Gap policy, we don't look at that 80% or those 10%. What we do is we take it at a 45, 45, 10. And if you have debt, then that large portion is going to go towards that debt because the whole goal is to be debt free. Is this possible? Absolutely. Does it take work? It takes consistency. It takes the mindset of saying every dollar has a job. Doesn't matter how much money I receive. It matters what I do with it and how much I use it in accordance to the percentages of what I receive. So looking at the 45, 45, 10, think about that. Just kind of jot those numbers, those percentages down, and think about, I want you to grab a piece of paper or an app, however you want to keep notes. And on your piece of paper or whatever, write down on the right-hand side of the paper, or on the left-hand side of the paper, rather, wants, draw a line down and write down needs. And I'm just going to shout out some things out there. If this is a want or a need, a brand new car, want or a need, central air conditioning for your home, want or a need, designer clothes, want or a need, dishwasher, want or a need, when you think about your wants versus your needs, most of the time, we don't really need anything. If you think about what you truly need to survive, you need housing, you need transportation, you need clothing, and you need food. Those are your 4 basic walls. When you cover your 4 basic walls, everything else is extra. Everything else is a want. You know, back in the day, I grew up in the 70s, there was no dishwasher, there was no colored TV, there was no cell phones. We had one phone for the entire house, and it didn't even have a long cord, like you may have seen on TV. I'm dating myself here, but I grew up very, very poor. I had a mindset of scarcity. My parents were divorced. There was very little money. My mom was a hairdresser. There was 4 of us that she had to raise by ourselves because, you know, there was contention about money around with her and my dad. My dad had another family, and, you know, he was taking care of them, and we were kind of like lost in that shuffle and that divorce issue. So when it came time to have wants met, we never had our wants met. We were always told that it wasn't enough. We had to take care of, I grew up with the money mindset that you take care of your 4 walls first. Your housing, because you don't want to live out on the street. You want a place to sleep and to eat and to protect you from the elements. Your food was the next one. You had to have plenty of food. Transportation was important because you needed that to get to your job, to get to school. And then clothing, you obviously had to have clothes on your back. If those needs were met, everything else, if there was nothing else left over, there was nothing else left over. Unfortunately, I came from the mindset that you didn't save money either. You didn't save for a rainy day, you didn't save for emergencies, and you certainly didn't save for retirement. My family came from a mindset that you worked until you basically couldn't work anymore. There was no retirement, there was no end date. And that's not true. But when you grow up with those beliefs, you tend to believe what you grow up with. So thinking about, we're going to do a little mindset activity here. Thinking about how you grew up, what kind of a money mindset? What was your first money memory? Was your parents fighting over money? Was it racing to the bank after school so your mom could make the mortgage payment on time? Or did you hear comments like money doesn't grow on trees, there's more money where that came from, or simply we don't have enough money for that? If you heard common phrases like these during childhood, you're not alone. Many people have early memories that stick with them for life. Memories that say money is stressful, hard to come by, and even the source of conflict between their parents. Some children, on the other hand, learn different lessons about money. For instance, have you ever wondered what wealthy people teach their kids? Yeah. In his book, How Rich People Think, Steve Siebold, who has spent more than 30 years interviewing millionaires and reporting on what separates them from everyone else, says that people who enjoy substantial financial wealth, material riches, time freedom, and other forms of prosperity have a different mindset. It's all what you think. What you believe is what you receive. And it goes much deeper than that. If you've been on a lot of free workshops and you've listened to a lot of different financial gurus, you're going to be like, oh yeah, it's manifestation, what I believe is received. But in reality, that doesn't happen, because you could sit here and wish for $10,000 to drop in your lap and it's not going to happen. However, when you implement the strategy of Oola, of the Green Gap, of this amazing tool, you start to prosper, because you start to think differently on a whole. Instead of believing lies, you can actually find the truth and work at the truth. So what's the difference between a poor mindset, a scarcity mindset, and an abundance mindset? Well, it all has to do on our views and what we think. So average people let money stress them out. Do you let money stress you out, or are you somebody that goes with the flow? Money is okay. It's just energy. Rich people find peace of mind in wealth. The reason wealthy people can earn more wealth is that they're not afraid to admit that money can solve most problems. You don't know, they say money, can buy all kinds of things, but the middle class see money as a never-ending necessary evil that must be endured as part of life. The upper class sees money as the great liberator, and with enough of it, they're able to purchase financial peace of mind. And if you think about the people who have money, think about where their roots are coming, where their roots were. Oprah Winfrey, poor as poor. Now she's one of the wealthiest women. The Jacksons, Michael Jackson, the Jackson family, very, very poor. Celine Dion, very, very poor. Susie Orsman, very, very poor. All of these people were very poor, but yet now they're wealthy. What did they do differently? What got them out of that poor class, out of that living in debt, living in scarcity, to living in abundance and prospering? It was all about their mindset and how they valued themselves. When you can see money as a liberator and not as a restrainer, you can move forward and learn how to work with it, how to have a better relationship with it. The middle class believe you have to do something to get rich, while wealthy people believe you have to be something to get rich. Millionaires focus on becoming a human success machine that produces outstanding results. So how can you produce outstanding results? By being consistent and persistent with what you're doing. If you got $1 every single day, and you took that dollar and you allocated, you gave each of that portion of that dollar a job, your money would work for you, because you'd continuously save 10%. You'd continuously give away 10%. You'd continuously apply that 45-45-10 strategy. Or, if you did the 4 walls and then you did your debt, there's a few different formulas that you can implement to strategize your money, to optimize it to work for you. Average people live beyond their means, while rich people live below. When you make a list of your wants and your needs, you can clearly see written word. The power of pen and paper is amazing, but the written word, when you speak things out loud, that's telling your subconscious you're going to start doing things differently. In Oola, we teach living in abundance. When we make purchases, we look at that item and we say, do I really need that? How many times, raise your hand, how many times have you gone to your favorite store and gone to the clearance rack? I used to do this all the time, and bought things because they were on clearance, and you were like, wow, that's such a great deal, I got to get that. And then you brought it home and you never used it. Is that something that you do? Or if you look in your closet, how many pairs of jeans do you own? How many t-shirts do you have? When was the last time you wore some of those clothes or shoes? What are you spending your money on, and why are you spending your money on this? When you could go what I call 7 layers deep, and you can ask yourself the 5 W's: who, what, where, when, why, how, when it comes to money, when it comes to your spending habits, when it comes to your wants and needs, that's when you can start realizing how you're thinking, what your mindset is like, and how you can live life differently by choosing a different path. When you live below your means, when you meet your needs, when you take your money and you pay off your debt, and what I love about Green Gap, what I love about this Oola program is when you implement it consistently and persistently, you get 10% fund money. I've been in so many different planning strategies. I've been a financial director, treasurer for the Scouts, for my union, for a couple of other entities. And I've never seen a strategic money plan where you get 10% fund money. It's exactly what I needed to get out of debt. You see, I turned to unhealthy coping mechanisms to deal with my past pain and hurt. To give you a little bit of a background story, before I was 17, I was pregnant 3 times. I had 2 abortions. The 3rd time I was like, I gotta get rid of this guy, he's a jerk. And I did. Narcissist tendencies, gaslighting, totally brainwashed me and devastated my adulthood because I did not heal from what I did, the choices that I had made. When I got pregnant the 3rd time, I was like, I am not doing that. That is horrible, horrific. I felt terrible. Didn't even know how I felt. Didn't even know what a feeling was until I was 40. Now I'm 53. Anyways, I became a single mom. My son is beautiful, best thing, 35 years old, has a beautiful family now. I have a beautiful granddaughter. And I did not want him to have the mindset that I had. So I taught him money, we live in abundance. When we're good stewards, good things come to us. He is fantastic. His family, and it's just amazing how much fun he has, how he's a good investor, and he just does a wonderful job. All of my kids who are adults do this now because I made a decision that I did not want them to live in this scarcity mindset. It's all about how we think, what you believe, what is what you receive. So we chose to live differently by making choices. I, however, didn't follow what I preached for all those years because I didn't understand that my emotional spending problem was related to what I did when I was 16 years old. I never healed from it because I never told anybody until last year, until July of 2020 was the first time I shared my story. And when they say the power of words heal, it's truly the truth. Because when you keep something inside of you, you're not going to heal from it. So if you look at yourself, if you could look inside yourself at your inner child and examine yourself, are you hiding something from yourself that's keeping you from living in abundance? What makes you want to spend money? What makes you want to put money on credit cards? So if you're here today, it's because you saw my post about how I paid off 3 credit cards in 4 weeks. In order to do that, I had to implement this strategy on a continual basis. I had to be persistent and consistent with my mindset. Every single time I wanted to swipe the card, I had to ask myself, why? What is this going to do for me? Why don't I pay cash? Is it something I need or is it something I want? And I would get my paper out and I would write it down. It was a powerful tool. And before I knew it, I was hooked. I was hungry to pay off this debt. I got the 3 credit cards paid off. So what I would do as my unhealthy coping mechanism is I would go out and spend things. I overate, overdrank, and overspent. That's how I dealt with my pain. In 2013, I started my healing journey and started realizing what things were making me do what I did and why. Last year, I still had this money thing. I was still using these credit cards. I was addicted to 0% credit cards. And as you know, anytime you're addicted to something, it eventually catches up with you and gets you in trouble, as did me with these credit cards. So when I was introduced to Oola last year, and I heard about this financial program, I was like, okay, definitely going to do it. So I became a certified Oola life coach, became certified Green Gap, and was able to implement this strategy to help me. And I thought, wow, if something as wonderful as this can help me, who's been stuck for over 3 decades, I got to share it with other people. I have to help them too. So what is your money mindset? Most people teach their children how to survive, while rich people teach their kids to get rich. Children of the wealthy learn to see the world as it really is, and some people will live abundantly while others simply won't. If kids can understand early in life what those financial differences mean, their parents believe they'll be more likely to strive for financial wealth later when they're adults. So in my mindset, I wanted my kids to live life differently, and I would kept telling them. But on my own self, I never quite learned that until last year. And I'm not a slow learner. I really am not. So what kind of a mindset do you have? Do you have a mindset of abundance, or do you have a mindset of scarcity? You can choose. You can change your mindset regardless of the things that you were told when you were growing up, the lies that you may have, the negative things that you may have been told about money beliefs. You can rewire your mindset by this simple exercise. So we're just going to ask some questions here. And this is the abundance versus scarcity quiz questions. All right. So what you're going to do is I'm going to ask you these questions, and you're going to either check off, I believe that, or no, not true. So you can put a Y for yes, I believe that, or an N for no, not true. So question number 1, people who build serious wealth usually have an expensive education from a famous university. So let me see if I can share my screen so you guys can see these questions. There we go. So I think you can see them. So here's the, if you want to take a screenshot of this, you may, and then you can look at it later too. So question 2, only insiders hear about real opportunities to build wealth. Do you believe that, or no, it's not true? Question 3, pursuing a career I'm passionate about means I may have to give up a good income. So yes, I believe that. No, it's not true. Question 4, owning an expensive home and nice car means I'm wealthy. Yes, I believe that. No, it's not true. Question 5, and don't put a lot of thought in this, just whatever your first response would be the right response. When you tend to overthink it, you know, you're going to question yourself. So whatever your first response is, that's the right answer. Question 5, the only real net worth is in having a loving family and friends. So yes, I believe that. No, it's not true. Question 6, having more money than my friends puts friendships at risk. So yes, I believe it. No, it's not true. Question 7, I'm not smart enough or lucky enough to earn serious money. So yes, I believe that. No, it's not true. Question 8, my bills for the month can never be paid all at once. Yes, I believe that, or no, it's not true. Question 9, improving skills and networking with successful people doesn't really help achieve a rich and rewarding lifestyle. So yes, I believe it. No, not true. Question 10, the majority of wealth in the world is held by a few people. Yes, I believe. No, not true. Question 11, starting a business is risky, expensive, and labor intensive. Yes, I believe. No, it's not true. Question 12, there's never enough money left over at the end of the month to pay down debt or invest in my future. Yes, I believe. No, it's not true. Question 13, it's not possible in today's world to be debt-free. Yes, I believe. No, it's not true. Question 14, everyone today purchases their cars on payments. Yes, I believe it. No, it's not true. Number 15, it's impossible to go to college without student loan debt. So yes, I believe. No, it's not true. So the answer key, if you're seeing a pattern here, it's probably noticing something good for you here if you see a pattern. If you answered, I believe, yes, I believe, to 8 to 15 questions, you have a scarcity mindset. I need to work on seeing opportunities for wealth and believing you can attain it for yourself. If you answered, I believe, to 4 to 7 questions, you're positive, but see money as something limited for you. And if you answered, I believe that, to 0 to 3 questions, congratulations. You have an abundant mindset and are well on your way to finding the opportunities and adopting the habits that lead to a wealthy lifestyle. So let me know how you did. You can put it in the chat box, or you can direct message me and share your results. So for the money mindset piece, if you truly want to be debt-free and live in abundance with the Green Gap, it is part of the program for the Oola program. What Oola offers is a monthly membership into a program, or you can go into the coaching program. It's totally up to you. The Green Gap program is a 3-module program that goes into detail about the money mindset. You do the assessment, you figure out where you are. We list your needs and your wants, your current expenses, your debt, credit card debt, if you have student loans, if you have a mortgage, car payment, medical bills, whatever kind of debt you have, and we list your debt. And there's 2 different ways that you can pay off your debt. You can do the snowball or the avalanche. You decide, it's your program. And whatever you decide, we implement a strategy to help you get there. There are multiple ways to receive multiple income streams to help you get there. And some of it's as simple as cutting out things from your budget that are no longer needed, because your wants and needs are going to change. Because once you do your assessment, you're going to realize, once you start doing this mindset work, you're going to realize this really isn't what you want. It's not going to fulfill your dream. So when you can plant your dream 5 years from now, where you want to be, what you want to do, and then reverse engineer it, it's a game changer in helping you get to where you want to be. So what we offer is, tonight we're talking about the Oola membership opportunity, which is an incredible opportunity to be able to live life differently. So I'm just going to share my screen again. I just want to see where it is. Let me get it up. So I get my PowerPoint back up here. I think I've lost it. There we go. Give me a second. A little techie challenged. Share my screen. There we go. So in this, like I said, there's also an opportunity to become an ambassador if you're in the United States for the New Zealand or Australia, but we're not going to share that right now. So I just want to find my slide about the Oola program itself. So is this the right one? Okay, I'm going to share this one. Okay, so this is the program. It is $47 per month. And what it gives you is Design My Life Blueprint, a breakthrough experience, your personalized path, the daily tracker, the list support groups. When you join my team, you get weekly coaching, you get the Green Gap coaching. In addition to all of this, of your fee, of the $47 that you pay, you get one meal a month gets donated to a child in need. There's a 30-day money back guarantee. You can cancel at any time. And it's incredible because not only does it help you for less than $2 a day, not only does it help you pay off debt, build an emergency savings account, save for investment, it also helps you improve in the other 6 areas. So not only are you working on your financial situation, you're working on building healthy relationships, getting closer to your family, building your faith, building your fitness, implementing a fitness plan, emotional fitness and physical fitness. really looking at your field, your career, and thinking, is this really what I want to do? Becoming a better employee or a better boss. So it gives you these tools that are going to help you improve and balance in all of these care areas. It costs, there's a $77 initiation fee, which covers the app. Everyone pays that. And then again, it's $47. And if you're looking to become an ambassador, you can actually, there's 7 different ways to earn income. But if you sign up 3 members as an ambassador, you can get that $47 for free. So I'll just leave that screen up there. If you want to know more about the ambassador opportunity, and again, you're in the United States, New Zealand, or Australia, you can send me a message and we'll connect. I will tell you more about that. But for the app itself, the e-learning platform, when you design your blueprint, it's like having a personal coach, a life coach in your hand. If you were to go get a life coach to help you balance in these 7 areas, or even a financial coach, I talked to a financial coach today. A 6-month program was $8,000, and that was coaching every other week for 1 hour, and then watching videos and working on budgeting and things like that. Some mastermind programs cost $25,000. Private coaching on one area, just one area. You're focusing on one area. I'm an energetic mindset mentor coach. I help new entrepreneurs launch their careers, launch their programs, or scale to 6 figures. And my private coaching for 6 months is around these prices. This program with Oola is $47 per month. That's less than $2 a day. It's $500 a year. But what you get, like, there's team members who have paid off debt. Like I said, I did 3 credit cards in 4 weeks. I've had team members who paid off more money than that. Once they sat down and they wrote down their expenses and their income and their debt, they were able to find, my one member of the team found up to, I was like $325 or something like that in subscriptions that they were paying. So they had monthly subscriptions, like, those boxes that come to your home, that they were coming to their house that they didn't really need. They had so many, shipments. So they decided to cancel them to see if they missed them. And they took that money and they started paying off their debt. So if you can find $325 extra, that's one of the ways. Some people picked up overtime from their job. Some people, started selling things. You go through your closet. I have a rule that every time I go buy something, like a shirt or something, I give a shirt away. So I'm always cleaning out my closet. So I only have the clothes that I truly do wear, because how many clothes can you possibly wear? Especially we've been home more often than out. So you don't really need as many clothes. You're not wearing them out. But just making little tweaks like that in your mindset really helps you pay for this program, which is incredible. And again, if you wanted to just become an ambassador with 3 active members to pay for your $47 a month, it's a super easy way to do that. So it's really, really amazing how this program has transformed lives and really helped people live life differently, because we all know that we need to be balanced, but we don't know specifically where it is, where that balance is, and Oola helps you do that. So that is the Green Gap policy, the Green Gap strategy. Any questions? Okay. Well, I always think if there's no questions, it's because I did such a fantastic job presenting the material that you all have all your questions answered. Sometimes we get so much information, we don't know what to ask. So just to summarize, to pay off debt, your mindset needs to be coming from abundance. When you think about money as a relationship, how would you treat it? If you were dating money, how would you treat money? And when you could think about your wants and your needs and what you truly believe about finances and paying off debt and your dreams, you can really start to make a dent in your debt so that you can live in abundance. You can start living out your dreams and paying off any of your debt, building up your emergency fund, and being able just to live in abundance. So by enrolling in the Oola program, not only are you getting the exact tools and the exact strategy to build financial wealth, you're also getting help in fitness, again, finance, family, field, which is your career, faith, friends, and fun. You're getting help with mindset. You're getting a breakthrough experience. If you've experienced people pleasing, imposter syndrome, shame, guilt, procrastination, you feel overwhelmed, you feel like everything's crashing on you, Oola is going to help you break through those blockers that are keeping you from living life in abundance, from living your dreams. So do you want to live your dream or chase your dream? Oola is going to help you do that. And with a simple program that is delivered right in the palm of your hands, right at your desktop, however you want to use it, that's customized to you, it is the best, the only program out there that's really going to help you be overall rounded, balancing out your life. Again, that Oola wheel concept, because it's going to pick up where people aren't going to be able to see by you answering that assessment, those questions. It is going to help you assess where you're at and where you want to go, and give you the exact tools to help you break through to live in abundance. So if you're interested in joining, I'm going to put the link in the chat box, and you could check it out and see if this program is for you. And if you have any questions, we can connect. You can direct message me, however you want to reach out. And if you know somebody that would be interested in this program, have them, definitely have them connect, give them my information. I'd be happy to talk to them and answer any questions that they might have as well. So here is the link in the chat box. You can copy that, and there's some videos, there's some testimonies on that site. There's tons and tons. Like I said, right now, I think there's almost 1 million people who are doing the Oola program worldwide. You can share it with anyone. If you decide to become an ambassador, it's an opportunity to help others. We have servant hearts, and as long as you're into personal development, you're into helping serve others, it's a great way to be able to connect with others and help them live in abundance as well. So thank you so much for joining tonight. I appreciate you being here. Look forward to connecting with you. And again, if you have any questions, just reach out. Have an amazing evening.